Hello everyone, Gaara here and welcome to a brand new video. Today I'm gonna talk about today or yesterday actually they announced their new adventure that will come out next week apparently for Hearthstone. And as I said, the new expansion will be an adventure, which means there will be wings released on a weekly basis and around 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, I think 10 cards per week approximately, which is ridiculous. I think it's a total of 45 cards for this adventure, which is a lot. But usually you're always kind of afraid because most of the cards of the last expansion and adventures were unplayable because they're just too weak. And so yeah, but this time on BlizzCon, when I saw those cards, oh boy was I excited, because most of the cards look playable to me. But without further ado, we should just jump right into the cards and review the cards one by one and talk about the cards. And I want to share my thoughts. I haven't looked at all the cards yet, I looked at them quickly, but I wasn't thinking too much about every single card, so I'm gonna do this in this video. So this is the first card, and it is random. This is not per wing now, which I will show. It doesn't matter too much, I think, because in the end of the day we will have all those cards available. So Naga Sea Witch is an epic minion. It has 5 mana costs for 5/5 stats, which is decent. You know, there's cards we play, like Lotep for instance, so the stats are definitely playable. We don't have too crazy minions right now. We have no minion that has 5/6 stats for 5 mana right now, and so 5/5 for 5 is pretty much the best we can get. Yeah, we play cards like Azure Drake in the 5 mana slot and Sludge Belcher and Lotep. Those are the most common ones. And if this card would be playable, 5 mana for 5/5 is perfect. We can't expect much more right now. And the fact is, your card costs 5. This is just some random common card, common minion, and this card is, in my opinion, playable. And what I really love about the new cards is there's a lot of unique effects like this, which really seem playable to me, because your Dr. Boom, if you play this card and you don't deal with it, you can play a Tyrion next turn, you can play a Dr. Boom next turn. If you can take, the dream is to coin this card out for 5 mana, and then you play Sarah afterwards, for example, if you don't deal with this card. The drawback is every cheap card is also 5 mana. So if you wanna play let's say Minibot, Zombie Chow, whatever afterwards, it will not be, it will not work out, because they will all cost 5 mana. But so it's up to your opponent to decide, do you play an aggressive deck, do you play a control deck? I would not play this card in an aggressive deck, obviously, because that would just be bad, right? Because all your aggressive cards or cheap cards will cost 5 mana. But in a slow deck, all your cards will cost 5. That's an super in a way. That's a super Denasis print, which is fucking insane. If you don't kill this card, you can play anything. You can play Leon Hands. Okay, you can't then go for Equality or Aldo Peacekeeper or whatever. But if you play this card on curve, your opponent will not, I don't know, play a Dr. Boom, which you have to BGH. But even then you can just play BGH. It's kind of mana inefficient, but the stats of this card are good enough. So there's ways to deal with this. You don't want to silence it, obviously, but you can Aldo Peacekeeper it, for example. Then you ignore it, and then all the cheap cards will also cost 5, so you can play against it. This is a really, really, really cool, unique effect, and I really like it because it has this. It's not broken, but it's definitely playable. We don't play such decks right now, so it's hard to say how good it will actually be, if it will find a room. In Control Warrior, for example, Control Warrior has many clunky cards, and Control Warrior can afford to play such cards because you play this and you will not die, because usually you can't play such neutral minions without taunt, because you will die. But Warrior is one of those classes that can afford to play such cards, and if your opponent doesn't deal with it, you can technically Alexstrasza. Like if you would die or close to die, you could Alexstrasza if you ignore your minion. I really like this effect, and I think it will see play, as I just said, because it opens like a really new way of playing control. Next card is Brann Bronzebeard. Oh boy, another, it's like one of the few legendaries. I think there's like 4 or 5 legendaries in total in this set, and your battle cries trigger twice. And this is like a 3 mana legendary, which I love. Like usually legendaries are really expensive and you can't play them because yeah, they're too slow. You'll just get Rufflestomped by Face Hunter. But 2/4 stats is decent. Like you don't wanna have two garbage stats as a legendary, or it's like a Fizzlebank. 4 stats for 6 mana is just too weak. Like it almost doesn't matter how insane the effect is, because you can't compensate such bad stats for its mana cost. And 2/4 stats are okay. It's not the greatest. Usually you need like 3/4 stats, like 3 attack for health to contest like the other played minions, and you can't play like deal with a Shredder, which is like the most common 4-drop that just kills this for free. But this opens like a complete new way of playing decks. Like there's so many insane combos you can do with this. There's not the reason why this is so difficult to rate is we don't play Battlecry so much right now. Like we prefer to play Death Rattles in almost any deck. But there's like strong Battlecries, obviously very strong Battlecries in this game. But you don't like have any super combo cards. There's like a lot of combos you can do with Death Rattles, but not so much with the Battlecry. And this opens like a new way of playing the game. For example, just like what pops up in my head, Cabal. Steal, like you have this minion up and then you Cabal, and then you steal 2 minions from your opponent. Or, I don't know, you play Iron Juggernaut from Warrior, and your opponent, you deal shuffle 2 mines in your opponent's deck. It's like ridiculous. You can Alexstrasza your opponent and then Alexstrasza yourself. Stuff like that. When you think about it like that, this is just fucking ridiculous. You play Black Knight and kill 2 minions, 2 taunt minions. So stuff like there's, or like you play this plus BGH and kill 2 Molten Giants. Like when you think about this like that, it's freaking insane. You can keep like sometimes play this card on curve. It's like okay to have it on board against aggressive decks, but you can also wait and till you have Emperor, then you play Emperor, then you can make the most insane combos with this card. There's like a lot of really I can't even like think. There's just so many very strong battle cries. Playing Dr. Boom, getting 4 boom bots, playing Rent Blackhand and killing 2 legendaries. There's like a lot of things you can do. It's just absolutely ridiculous. And this card is like very cheap. It's playable. The thing is, usually, oftentimes when they have bad stats, there are like decent effects or really good effects, but very unplayable mana cost or unplayable stats. But this is like really playable, and it's so difficult to rate because you can experiment. There's so many different ways to use this effect. It's like in every class. Just really powerful card, and I'm very curious what people come up with. It's hard to say like which deck this will be broken in, but definitely playable. I really love it. So next card, Ancient Shade. Battlecry, shuffle an Ancient Curse into your deck that deals 7 damage to you when drawn. Ancient Curse. I think it just does 7 damage. Alright. 7/4 stats for 4 mana. I mean, that sounds ridiculous, but you have like Salted Dog that has also very good stats, like a lot of attack. Thing is, 7 attack is like this crappy number which just dies to BGH. And 4 health, like if this would have 7 health, it's so much better. It's insanely much better than 4 attack. The drawback is not even like, who cares? Like this you might even never draw the curse. This is something like for aggro decks you play on curve, like in Fair River. But 4 health is really low. Like, this is really bad threshold. It dies to a Shredder, for example, that is played for 4 mana, and then your opponent gets another minion, and you will get 7 damage. When you draw 7 damage is a lot. I think this card is bad. It's not super terrible bad like a Magma Age or something. Some people might find like a deck where you use this, because 7/4 is like super hyper aggressive. It's like a lot of attack, and you can play it for 4 mana, so it's very fast. I don't like, in control decks it's really bad because it dies to a Shredder, and the drawback is insane. If it goes to late game, then you will definitely draw it, and 7 damage is not a small amount. Yeah, it's like, maybe some people, I don't like it, I don't think it's that strong, but might find some place in some deck. Probably not, because there's like so many other alternatives. Anubisat Sentinel. Definitely give a random minion +3/+3. The thing is, 4/4 stats for 5 mana is not good. You need to have, like, you play cards like a Zudrik, but it gives you spell power, and it draws a card, so it replaces the value of the card that is being played. Definitely give another minion +3/+3 is ridiculous if you get this off. So basically the stats of the card will be 5 mana 7/7, which is good. It's way above average. But the thing is, the opponent will probably clear your board before you kill this card. But if on a sticky board, and like in a Paladin deck or something, the thing is that aggro decks will just ruffle stomp decks like this. You cannot. It's very interesting. I like this mechanic. It's not like super obvious garbage card. +3/+3 definitely is a lot. It's like it just basically gives the same card, the stats to another card. If you have a 1/1 on board, it will be a 4/4 if this one dies, which is really good. But to get this effect off, I don't know how difficult it is. You need like Hound Creepers and other definitely minions, like Shredders and stuff, maybe as a follow-up. Maybe it's not too bad. Maybe it looks worse than it actually is. But I think that like aggressive decks will just like run over such type of decks, because we have like a lot of other really good cards. It's interesting. I can't say it's terrible. It doesn't look too terrible. If you get the effect off, it's pretty good. But how difficult will it actually be to get this effect off? It's gonna be interesting to see. Anything can happen. 10 mana. Paladin card. Summon 7 Murlocs to die this game as a Paladin. I think this card is unplayable, because if you play Murlocs, you have fast games. Murloc control, yes, you have Murloc Knight, but you don't play more Murlocs. So you will not, like right now, there's like a lot of new Murlocs and stuff. So maybe there will be a Murloc control Paladin deck, who knows? But 10 mana is like very, very slow, super slow. But if someone manages to build a Murloc control deck, summoning 7 Murlocs on board is really strong. It's like a full board. Like the effect is really good if you manage to play like during the game 7 Murlocs and they die, and then you revive them on 10. It's really strong if you get that effect off. But how difficult is it? Would you play Murloc control right now, like more than Murloc Knight? Probably not. Will a Murloc control deck be playable? Who knows? Like, I doubt it, but that's crazy. Like, just getting a full board back is super. It's like a super win condition. Like your quality consecrate, and then you play this, and you're full board the next turn is pretty strong. But right now, like Murloc decks are usually very fast decks. You want to end the game pretty quickly, and this is like super dead. Like in your starting hand, this card is so dead. It's like worse than Bloodlust. Archthief Rafaam. Oh my god, I love this card. 9 mana 7/8, which is bad for 9 mana. And you compare it to like Ysera, which is 4/12 stats. That's like 16. This has 15 stats. Like it can't, like a giant just kills this. Try to do this. But the stats usually don't matter, because what you care about is the effect of the card usually. And Battle Cry, discover a powerful artifact. So, and the artifacts are Discover, this is like a new mechanic in the expansion, and usually it's like a tracking, but it is out of space. I always call it out of space if you don't draw the cards to choose from your deck. And there's only 3 artifacts, so which means you will always get to choose from those 3 artifacts. And one artifact is Timepiece of Horror. And those artifacts cost 10 mana, so it kind of fits in the curve. Obviously you play the card on 9 and you get the 10 mana artifact. Then you can play it afterwards. Deal 10 damage, randomly split amongst all enemies. That's like an Avenging Wrath for 10 mana, which is... it's like almost an Avenging Wrath, which is really bad actually. 10 damage, split randomly across enemy for 10 mana seems pretty bad to me. It's like a very expensive missiles. But you will probably never choose this artifact. What's more interesting is the other 2 artifacts. So one artifact is this here, Lantern of Power. Give a minion +10/+10. You can really see this card as 10/10 charge, because that's how it works. And if you look at it like that, would you play a 10 mana 10/10 charge? I don't know. It's not bad. Like, you don't play King Crush, but King Crush has really bad stats. It has 8/8 stats for 9 mana. But 10/10 for 10. But this is like pants. You could technically give it on an Agent Square. An Agent Square would become 11/11 and trade with something, which is ridiculous. Like, you can kill anything. You can make an Armor Smith 11/11/13. And then this is just, it's just freaking insane. +10/+10 buff is just insane, and it stays, like, if your opponent doesn't deal with it. Really sick. Like, this is a really good artifact, but the best one is the last one. So you can sometimes choose this one if you you will have something sticky on board. But the best artifact, is that this one? Is Mirror of Doom. So you have those 3 artifacts. Fill your board with 3 free mummy zombies. Wow, you have a full board. Like, everyone get in here is what I'm saying. So for 10 mana you get a full board of 3 frees. That's uncomparable to the other 2 artifacts. It's just way too strong. It's like super strong. It's like, Jesus, this is like not cards from your deck. It's just, wow, it's just really powerful. This artifact is really insane. So it's like another card, like in Control War. I can really see this card being played in Control Warrior. I think it's really good. Obviously you have to deal with those Argo decks, because like Argo decks usually dominate those control decks, but those control cards are really powerful, like Archthief, Rafaam. And you can choose from those 3 artifacts. Like, as I said, maybe if your opponent plays an aggressive deck, and then maybe even the super arcane missiles is not that terrible if you have no board clear. Who knows? Just finishing, if just as a finisher for 10 damage. But like, just ability, like the strategic aspect you have or get from choosing, I really like this a lot. So you don't just get like one specific card that you can pick specifically for specific situation. I really love it. Yeah, I like this card a lot. I hope it will see play. I hope like the meta can be slow enough. But like Control Warrior already plays a lot of greedy cards, and this is like another card you can play in Control Warrior. I would definitely gonna try it out. Like it, because yeah, the card itself is not good. Stats are just decent. Maybe the stats will be too weak. Like the stats of this card will be too weak that it can see play. But getting a full board of free zombies afterwards, it's really strong in late game. So the next card is Dark Peddler. I was talking with Sixo about it. Battlecry Discover, a one mana cost card. People underestimate the 1 mana cards, the 1 mana minions, but Discover, you always have to think that Discover also gives you spells. spells and minions. And as a warlock, I'm not 100% sure if you just get... Wait, maybe I should look it up first. Discover... Present the players with 3 possible cards which are usable by the player's current class, but which are generated, not drawn from the deck. So you will get Warlock cards, which is super good. Like 1 mana minions from Warlock are really powerful. Like you can get Flame Imp, for example. Xixo said that life tap is better in a zoo deck. Like I would not play this in a control deck, but in a zoo deck. Maybe in a control deck, it's like in a handlock, it's not so bad because you have something to play on turn 2 and you don't lose the card draw from your, like you don't lose the hand size because of your giants and stuff. But probably too weak. Probably Dark Bomb is better. 2/2 stats are not too good for 2 mana. That's like one thing. It deals with a Mad Scientist, but you die to an Esprint and other like Mech Warpers, and I don't even know, like all those 2/3 stats minions, mini bots and stuff. But you get like another 1 mana card. But you can choose. I like the strategic aspect. I don't think it's unplayable. You will have a strategic aspect. You can have Mortal Coils, Void Walkers, all that stuff. Maybe some people will definitely find some deck. It's much better than Inspire, that's for sure. I really like the Discover mechanic. Next card is Dart Trap. Oh, I love this card. I love traps. They should like, or secrets in general. They should implement every expansion a couple secrets, just so it makes it much harder for your opponent. I hate it when I play a hunter in a tournament and I play Freezing Trap and Snake Trap, and then people watch one game and they know my secrets. And if you have like multiple secrets in deck, it's so much more difficult to play around it. Also, like on ladder, I hate when opponent like knows 100% it's a Freezing Trap, just because it's the only playable trap and the other traps suck and just too easy. It's, I mean, I want that secrets be like some, you know, some strategic aspect as well, the mind games, and it should be like something hidden. Your opponent doesn't know what it is and he has to test or like think about playing around stuff. So when an opponent hero power is used, so this is before he tests anything, deal 5 damage to a random enemy. That's a lot. For 2 mana, 5 damage, that's freaking a lot. So against the druid, he can't hero power to check if this is explosive trap, because that trap would just own you, but it completely prevents you from using hero power. Like as soon as someone uses hero power, he gets 5 damage to the face, which is a lot. I love this trap. Very powerful in aggro decks. Also against handlock, like how can a handlock not tap? 5 damage is ridiculous. In an aggressive deck, this card is definitely being played. I mean, all it does is smork. Sometimes it kills an opponent minion as well, which is good. Like 5 damage is a lot. I think this card will see play for sure. It's RNG, like if it hits a minion, but oftentimes I just like it. I think it's good. It's not terrible for sure. Genie of Zephyrs. Whenever you cast a spell on another friendly minion, cast a copy of it on this one. This would see, if it sees any play, obviously in Priest, because Priest uses Balance Chosen and Powered Shield. 5 mana, 4/6 stats. It's not great, but it's not terrible either. It's decent. Effect is really good, but I think it's too difficult to get it off. You need another minion which you buff, and then this one gets the buff as well, which is pretty powerful. If you get it off, it's obviously super powerful, but it's like a card with no Death Rattle or no Taunt, and usually such cards are just too weak to being played because aggro decks just roll over them. It's a really nice effect. I really like the effect, but probably not gonna see too much play. Elise Starseeker. Oh my god, I love the new legendaries. I like this card as well. 4 mana, 3/5. Definitely. It's like Senjin stats. I like legendaries, as I mentioned, that have decent stats. This is decent stats, definitely playable. And I absolutely, I played Yu-Gi-Oh for many years, and this is one of those effects I really was missing in Hearthstone, those random win conditions. For me, this is like a random win condition. Shuffle the map to the golden monkeys into your deck. So the map of the golden monkey is basically a card that replaces itself. It says draw a card and shuffle the golden monkey in your deck. And the golden monkey is a 4 mana 6/6 taunt with the effect discard your deck in your hand and change everything into the legendary minions, random legendary minions. And random legendary minions are usually very powerful, but like making a deck full of legendary minions suck because you will just get destroyed by aggro decks. So you have like a normal deck with a passive super duper late game. So I see this card, for example, in a control warrior or like a paladin, whatever, where you just stall the game. Like you have your normal aggro minions like zombie chows, whatever, but they all suck in the super late game, like zombie chow or whatever mid game. Mini bots, you rather have like some big creatures super late game. And this card, like if it goes to fatigue, will slowly help you to get like the super win condition in form of all legendaries. I just like this really unique effect, like the idea behind it, the design, I really like it. It's like, I compare it to Exodia. It's not obviously an auto win, and you can get like a lot of crappy legendaries, but usually the average legendary minion is 6 mana or higher. So some people said you will get like only lower Kachos. That will not happen. There's very few 2 mana, 1 mana legendaries. And mostly you will get expensive legendaries, and I don't know how sick it will be because all your removal will be gone. You don't have BGHs anymore, no more removals, no equalities, executes and all that stuff. Just minions, just legendaries. But once, like you can also like choose when you play the monkey. So you can use all your removal, clear everything, and then play the monkey, and then bam, just legendaries. I like it. I like the effect in like a slow control deck, like a control warrior. It's crazy effect. How can you rate this card now? There's like nothing even close to this effect in the game right now, and I really like to see fresh new effects. Entomb, oh my god, another card. I love this card as well. Entomb, 6 mana. It doesn't just kill a minion for 6 mana. It's like an assassinate for a priest. It's so much better. It's so much better because it deals with different minions. It's like, it's so powerful. People can't, I'm pretty sure people don't even know or realize how powerful this card is. For example, this like in Dragon Priest, against Dragon Priest Sylvanas is so strong because you have to usually trade all your stuff into it because you don't play Silence or you can't deal with such effects. Usually Highman, for example, is difficult to deal. You need to def it and then Holy No or something like that. But Entomb takes the Highman and puts it in your deck. So if you have like a play against a control matchup, like a control warrior, you don't just kill the opponent Ysera, you give yourself an Ysera. And like for a super late game deck, like this makes Priest like the super control deck again that it was, I think. It's a super powerful card. For example, as I just said, you take the opponent's Sylvanas and put it in your deck, which means you will draw the Sylvanas eventually and then have it for yourself, which is super good. I absolutely love this card. It's super powerful. I can't wait to play this card. Next card, Ethereal Conjurer. Battlecry, discover a spell. Mage. 5, 6. I think this card will be unplayable just because the stats are too weak. 3 toughness, 3 health is just too weak for 5 mana. You can't play this card. I think this is like the first card I would say it's unplayable. But Mage has already plenty of other strong cards. So next card is a Shaman card. Everything is awesome. Yeah, Murlocs are awesome. I love archetype cards. New dragons, new mags, new beasts. I love it. Demons. Give your minions +2/+2. Costs 1 less for each Murloc you control. Give your minions +2/+2. Like, it doesn't matter which minion, every minion. Totems, everything. It's like a mini super bloodlust. Or like a superpower of the wild. cost 1 less for each Murloc you control. So if you have 5 Murlocs on board, it costs 2 mana. How often will you get as a shaman 5 Murlocs on board? Never. But they really pushed the Murloc team, which I love, for every class. It's like another, with Neptulon you had like random Murlocs that you get, which I loved Neptulon a lot. And just, this is such a weird card. Like, you don't play Murloc Shaman right now, but this is such a weird card. It's tough to say. Like, in a Murloc Shaman, sure, this is powerful. If you have 3 Murlocs on board, this card costs 4. If you would play a turn 1 Murloc, turn 2 Murloc, turn 3 Murloc, you can play this card for 4 mana. And then it's like super win condition. In a Murloc deck, it's definitely strong. But you don't play Shaman, Murloc Shaman. I don't know. At some point, I mean, the more Murloc gets relevant, the stronger this card gets. So it's like, it might be crappy now, but it might be super strong later. So this card has potential. Next card, it's Priest card, Excavated Evil. Deal 3 damage to all minions. Shuffle this card into your opponent's deck. It's weird. I don't like it because it deals your damages your own minions. It's slightly better than Holy Nova in terms of damage. You give this card to your opponent, which might be a dead card. Against Priest, deal 3 damage, it's not so good, so your opponent draws it. I love the new mechanic, like that you give it to your opponent, and if he plays it, you get it. Yeah, it's like you swap this card all the time. But, and against Priest, 3 damage is not so good. So when you use it, you give your opponent a bad card that he can draw, which is nice. But it damages your own minions, and that's what I don't like. Because of that, I would say it's unplayable. You don't really want to Hellfire for 5 mana. As a priest, I don't like it. It's too expensive, I think. For 4 mana, I would probably see play with 5 mana. You have Holy Nova already, which heals yourself. But a very interesting effect. Next card, Fierce Monkey. Oh my god, so good. Taunt is something that... There's not many good taunts in the game, and a 3 mana, 3/4 taunt is really sick. And it gives Warrior, like Control Warrior, oh my god, Control Warrior will be so good. It's like another early game card Warrior can play, which is really good. A 3/4 taunt for 3 mana, it's really good. And it's a beast, like almost every class gets beasts. Oh my god, I love beasts. And the cool thing is about it being beast, you get it from Web Spinner, so it buffs Web Spinner. You can get really good beasts now. If you get this from Web Spinner, that's absolutely insane. It's a really good beast for 3 mana. It's probably the best free beast for 3 mana in the game. I mean, Misha is better, but you can't get Misha from Web Spinner. It's like not a collectible card. Powerful card, will definitely see playing Control Warrior for sure. I really like it. It's not super powerful, you know, but it's good. It's good. It's not like insanely good, but it's good. Gorilla Bot Mech. I love it. Like archetypes, my favorites. Battlecry. If you control another mech, discover a mech. 4 mana 3/4 is really bad. We have Shredder right now, so it has to be better than Shredder. It's not better than Shredder. I like Discover that you get like another mech, so you don't run out of mechs. But I think this card is too weak to be played because Shredder is just too strong in the slot. Like, but I love the Discover mechanic because if you would play like a slow control mech deck, you might get like a Shredder from this card, which is sick. But you would lose tempo. It sucks. Might see play. It's like, I love that they implement new mechs. It's not crazy though. Huge Toad. First when I saw this card I thought it's bad. Definitely deal 1 damage to a random enemy. 3/2 stats. It's like King's Alec. But honestly in an aggro deck, the thing is that you play already so slow. It's like it has to compete with the other 2 mana cards right now. Mad Scientist is just non plus ultra. Knife Juggler is so powerful. Hound Creeper is so powerful. It's just... the effect is not as bad as it looks, but I think it just can't compete with contest other 2-drops right now. It's just too powerful. Jewel Scarab, 1/1 stats, discover a free cost card. I think this card is unplayable because of the 1/1 stats. It's too weak stats, even though I love this discover effect. The stats are just too weak. You can't afford to play a 1/1 card on 2 mana. From all the discover cards, this is probably the worst one. Jungle Moonkin. I love that they pushed the Beast team. Like Beast Druid, maybe gonna be a thing. 4/4 for 4. It's not super god awful. It's okayish. It's below average. Way below average because of Shredder pushing it through the roof. Jungle Moonkin. Both players get +2 spell damage. That's the thing. Like 2 spell damage is a lot, but giving it to your opponent usually should suck. Like having it for yourself is really good, but giving it to your opponent sucks. So this card will probably not see play, but maybe someone comes up with some crazy Moonfire, I don't even know, deck. I just like all the super unique effects and stuff. Alright, Keep of Ulduman. Battlecry, set up minions attack and health to 3. Are you kidding me, Blizzard? Like, how many sick Paladin cards will you get after every expansion? Maybe everyone in Blizzard plays Paladin because this card is fucking insane. Like, first I thought, like, I was just thinking about nerfing enemy minions like a Dr. Boom to a 3/3 or anything to a 3/3. Like, this card contests everything that it transforms. Like, if your opponent, like anything, like, because it has 3/4 stats. If you can change a Lore Tap into a 3/3, and then this card kills the Lore Tap. But you can also change your recruits into 3/3 minions. That's like super fucking bonkers. If your opponent lets something live, or like a Hunter Creeper, so you can play even more cards in Paladin. Master for Battle. It's like a Master for Battle follow-up card. You play Master for Battle, you have the 3/3 recruits, and then you buff one to a 3/3, and you have this 3/4 minions. And you can use this as a super late game card to transform something into absolutely ridiculously powerful, super insane, super strong card. Will definitely see play. Paladin, OP. So many cards that are playable. Mounted Raptor is a druid card. Definitely will summon a random 1-cost minion. As I mentioned, 1-cost minions are kind of underrated. There's like a lot of very strong minions you can get for 1 mana. Like that's why people said the Hungry Dragon will like be playable because of 5-6 starts, because 1-drops suck, but 1-drops don't suck usually. There's like a lot of good 1-drops. You can compare this card to Resolve Hunter, and Resolve Hunter sucks, it's unplayable. But you always get a 1/1 war. If you would always get a 1/1, this card sucks. But if you get like Voidwalker, Flame Imp, Zombie Chow, card doesn't suck so much anymore. So it's an RNG effect, obviously. I don't know, like we haven't played something like this too much. The thing is, it's a Death Rattler card. It's like a Harvest Golem, just reverse, and Harvest Golem stats. Maybe now 3/2 with Harvest Golem Death Rattler is better now than 2/3 because you need the free attack. It kills basically. It's like a new Shredder. It's a new Shredder for Druid. We'll definitely see play for sure. I think it's powerful. Yeah, it's powerful. You can get some crazy stuff. You can get a lot of. Also the Dust Devil, for example. If your opponent kills this and you get a Dust Devil, you're freaking ridiculous. GG. Crazy, like crazy powerful card. And Druid doesn't have a free drop. It's like another free drop Druid gets. Druid basically gets a free mana shredder. Freaking insane. Bam! Murloc Tiny Fin. Murloc love that they push the archetypes. 1/1 stats for 0 mana. So in a Murloc deck, pretty sure for flat Murloc you will see play. It's like a Wisp as a Murloc in a Murloc form. Hard to say how good this will be in a Murloc deck if you will play this card, but I mean, 1/1 stats are not crazy. You can play a Hobgoblin Murloc deck. Who knows, man? The possibilities are endless. I want to see more cards like this, just because right now we have such a limited card pool also for archetypes, that we all like only can play one card of like for every mana cost. I just want to see more cards like this. Someone will play this card in a Murloc deck and it will be awesome. Okay, this is interesting. Obsidian Destroyer. This card will be playable after the first week. I talked to Blackout and Xixo a little bit, and they think this card sucks, but I don't think this card sucks so much. At the end of your turn, summon. It's like okay. First, at the end of your turn, summon a 1/1 Scarab with Taunt. It is like a Hogger, but a big fat Hogger. And I like this. It's like for warrior, and 7/7/7 for 7/7 is pretty good. It's like Dr. Boom. We don't have much better cards for 7 mana, and it's difficult to kill it if you get a 1/1 Scarab with Taunt, like to just attack it, and you have to kill it because every time your turn finishes, you get another Scarab. The Scarabs are not that sick, it's just a mini slime or something. But like it pushes the value of the card, it makes your card suddenly like an 8/8 and you get a taunt from the Scarab. So I think this card is good. I really like this card. It's like a mini Dr. Boom, you know? Like a Dr. Boom with one Boombot that doesn't do like the RNG effects. Would you play Dr. Boom if you get one Boombot and the movement doesn't explode? I mean, obviously Dr. Boom is a stronger card, but this card like gets increased value. If you don't kill it, you get Scarabs every turn, which taunt stuff. I think you cannot underestimate to get a taunt, because your opponent has to deal with it somehow. I like this card. It's not like overpoweredly strong, but I think it's good. You have to kill it. You have to kill it. It's like you can't play Dr. Boom into this card because I will get more Scarabs. Like, you know, it's difficult to just play a minion into this minion, so that play would usually not work because I get the Scarabs. And I think the Scarabs will be really annoying. People don't realize now how annoying those Scarabs will be, I think. You get immediately one, which I really like. You play this card, you get like a 7/7 plus a 1/1 taunt. I like that the 1/1 has taunt. Really like it. I like this card. We'll probably see playing controller. Pit Snake, a raw card. Destroy an enemy damaged by this minion. 2/1, 1 mana beast. Hyped. Beast Stroke. Worst deck. Wanna see a Beast Stroke. Probably not gonna see play this card. Reliquary Seeker. Battlecry if you have 6 other minions, game +4/+4. Blizzard, I don't know what you're thinking. Like, you will never have 6 minions on board, ever. Ever. Maybe sometimes in like super duper when you play Zoo against Freeze Mage. But then you get a 5/5 for 1 mana, which is really good obviously, but you will not put this card in your deck. That's the thing. Like a 1 mana 1/1 just sucks. And the requirement of having 6 other minions on board is just ridiculously impossible. That's why I said Gormok the Impaler will be unplayable, because having 4 minions on board is that difficult. But having 6 minions on board as a Warlock, holy guacamole. Maybe. Oh, okay. I take back what I said. Maybe you play some super hyper aggressive Wisp Murloc Hobgoblin deck. Okay. If you play like a bunch of Wisps and there's new Murloc, the 1/1, and Hobgoblin and freaking, I don't know, Power Whelmings and stuff, and then you have a full board with Implosion, and then you play this card, it gets buffed by Hobgoblin, bam, to a 3/3, and then you get +4/4, and then you have a freaking 7/7 out of nowhere for 1 mana. Reno Jackson, oh baby, Harrison Jones' brother, what's up? Battlecry if your deck contains no more than 1 of any card, fully heal your hero. Love it. It's another cool card. Like some guys suggested to play it in Control Warrior when I was casting BlizzCon. I don't think so, because you play a lot of 2-offs in controller. You play double shield slam, double execute, double belch, like a lot of doubles. Where I see this card probably see play is in mid-range paladin, because in mid-range paladin you see play a lot of 1-offs. You play like 1 equality, 1 owl. You can even play 1 master, 1 core hammer, 1 shredder, 1 argus, loa Theopterion, Dr. Boom. You can 1 Leon hands. You can play a bunch of 1-offs, and even if you have a couple 1-offs like True Saber, you can still, like, if you know that it's much easier to only have 1-offs left in your deck, and healing your hero to full is pretty damn sick as an effect. And maybe Shaman, you can build mid-range Shaman as well with a bunch of 1-offs. So I love this card because heal is good. Healing yourself to full is really good. I would even just forcefully build a deck with a bunch of 1-offs to just be able to play control to own aggro decks, because healing yourself to full is a big heal. It's like a lot of heal. I love this card. Thanks for implementing cards like this. Big shout out to Blizzard. Love it. Everything that pushes control decks is awesome. Rumbling Elemental Shaman card. After you play a Battlecry minion, deal 2 damage to a random enemy. Will probably not see play because, as I mentioned, 4 mana slot, Shredder, OP. Battlecry minion as a Shaman, you don't play too many Battlecry minions. Probably it pushes like the Fire Guard Destroyers and whatnot, Fire Elementals and whatnot, Azure Drakes and whatnot, but 2 damage to a random enemy. Inconsistent, bad effect, bad stats, probably not see play. But it doesn't matter, because Shaman gets an amazing 1-drop. So first of all we have Sacred Trial, another secret. Thumbs up for that. Paladin card. Secret when your opponent has at least 3 minions and plays another destroyed. Wow, sick effect, 1 mana. Definitely see play in Challenger. Because most of the secrets of Paladin straight up suck. But this one seems pretty good. Also, like in non-secret decks, like even if your opponent knows it's Sacred Trial, this is like a super MC tag, like killing the 4th minion guaranteed. Even if you just know it, you can't just. What if you don't have a small minion? For 1 mana, I think this is pretty damn good effect. I think it's a really strong secret. I like so far the cards are really good. Like from when you compare it to TGT where there were 140 cards, almost every card was unplayable. But with this expansion, most of the cards seem decent. Super excited. Okay, next card, another legendary. Also the legendaries were really good. Discover a new basic hero power. Wow. 1 mana, 1 free. Murloc. Archetype really good. 1 free starts for 1 mana, really good. Battlecry, get a new hero power. You can choose one hero power from 3 hero powers. The possibilities are endless. Obviously it's a 1-off, it's inconsistent, but dang son, that seems pretty insane. Really powerful card, hard to rate. I don't know how good it is to change your hero power, but usually like Shaman's hero power is usually not as good as like other classes, and if you get armor up as a Shaman, this is like the ultimate. Or if you can, like the chance, there's 9 classes, the chances to get Druid hero power, Priest hero power or Warrior hero power is 30%. If you play Shaman against a Hunter and you get this card and you get Priest hero power, holy guacamole. Or you get armor up or Druid hero power, it's the same, all really good hero powers. This is just ridiculous. I love it. I love it. I can't say, impossible to say, there's nothing even close to this effect yet. So difficult to say how good it is. It just looks very, very powerful to me. Summoning Stone. Whenever you cast a spell, summon a random minion. Honestly, I don't know. 0-6 is terrible. It's like garbage. I don't know. I think it's bad. it's sick if you get this effect off, but this usually the stats you have to have, it's like a summoning portal. But yeah, I think the stats are just too bad. Next card, Tom Spider. Battlecry Discover Beast, which is good. You can choose from 3 beasts. Usually you will have some decent beasts from if you can choose. But 4 mana 3/3 just too weak. As I said, 2 weak stats, probably not see play. Shredders is just too powerful for 4 mana. Like if you for a new playable 4 mana card, it has to be better than Shredder, and even though it has beast and like you get another beast from it, it's probably too weak. Bam, my favorite card, Tunnel Trock, another Shaman 1-drop. Whenever you overload game +1 attack per locked mana crystal. Wow, so good. So good in so many ways. You can play this and then totem golem, and then this is a 2/3, it's just zombie chow without like drawback. You can play this and Spirit Dwarf, then you have a 3/3. This into Coin Spirit Dwarf 3/3, and this is what you need. You need to buff the Spirit Dwarfs. If any overload mechanic, this one gets buffed. It's just really what Shaman needed. Another 1-drop, a really powerful 1-drop. Love it, very strong. But probably push Shaman to tier 1 this time, because you get finally another 1-drop. Super strong card. It's like hands down. Next card, Unearthed Raptor. Battlecry, choose a friendly minion, gain a copy of its death effect. It's a rogue card. It's a very powerful rogue. It's not a powerful rogue card, but a powerful card in general. 3/4 is good. It's like what you can expect for 3 mana. It's average now, and the effect is really good if you like copy a Shredder, whatever, Sylvanas in a minion-based rogue deck. Seems pretty powerful to me, but I'm not a rogue player, so I can't say how strong like minion-based rogue decks will be. But yeah, it's pretty good. Yeah, so this is it for this episode. I covered most of the cards. I hope you guys like it, and there's only very few cards left. And yeah, I really like the expansion so far. It's really good. Can't wait to get to play it, and it's gonna get out next week. I'm super excited. #hype. So see you guys, and hope you guys liked it. We have here the animated armor. Your hero can only take 1 damage at a time. Another very unique effect. Impossible to rate.